Yo, what's good everybody? It's PokeProdz back once again. Today I'm bringing you a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle, but I'm sure you already know that by the title. I don't even know why I say this anymore, but that's what it is. So today, as you can see, I'm against a girl named Ju. Her Twitch name was Juneria, and this actually happened on my live stream. If you guys want to come check that out sometime, that'd be great. I'm streaming all the time. Anyway, let's get right into the battle. So, as you could see by the team preview, me and Juneria also have very good, strong teams. She starts off with Flutterheart, which is her Jolteon, and she actually straight up goes for the substitute. But I know this thing isn't very defensive, so I just straight up go for the Hydro Pump, period. And this is going to, it's gonna just kind of negate that substitute because she took some damage, but I guess she didn't take as much as she would have if she stayed in without the sub. So now she actually goes for the Volt Switch with her Jolteon and gets out of here. But now she brings in Flower Color, and this thing is bulky as all hell. If you guys ever faced one, I'm sure you already know this. But yeah, Venusaur is bulky, especially if it goes Mega. But yeah, this is a Venusaur, and I don't like me with Venusaurs. So anyway, this wanted to set up Leech Seed on me, but I skillfully avoid it. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and yeah, I just get the burn off on this thing. Any little damage I can do to this thing is just good, because this thing is a wall, and it needs to die quickly. I need to negate its whole purpose. But anyway, Juneria decides to set up some Leech Seed on me, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's obviously not my favorite thing to have my opponent getting health every turn, but it's like I can cope with it. So anyway, I decided to get up out of there with my Rotom, and I'm gonna go into my Genesect. Now Genesect has no fear. Genesect's coming through all the time. It is a Genesect after all. It is a Genesect. So she gains a little health from the leftovers, but she's also going to lose it from the burn, so it really doesn't matter. I go ahead and just go for the Flamethrower, because I'm like, damn, I gotta kill this thing. And that's what Genesect intends to do, but it doesn't actually happen. So now she sets up her Leech Seed again, and she gains a little health from the lefties, but I believe she dies from the burn here, because Genesect is just putting in the work. It's a Genesect after all, coming through. So she gains a little health from the lefties, and I thought the burn was going to take her out, but it actually doesn't. So she goes for the Protect now, and I'm like, oh, I see you, Juneria. I see you. You just want to protect yourself, stall me out a little bit. And I'm like, alright. I'm Choice Scarf Genesect, so I have to go for the Flamethrower. I can't U-turn out of this situation, but it's okay because I don't need to. She's going to keep gaining health, stalling me out a little bit, but it's alright because as soon as I get my Flamethrower off, this thing's dying. She's just like trying to get rid of the inevitable, which will not happen. So she actually goes for another Protect and gets it off on me. I was like, hello? But I go for the Flamethrower, and of course she protects herself. So we're just sitting here staring at each other at this point. It is just a standoff, and my Genesect really wants to crush some souls, but she's actually stalled my Genesect out like a fair amount of health, and she has gained some and lost it again, but she is gaining a little bit more than the burn's doing. So I go ahead and take her out with the Flamethrower. Genesect's coming through, and that's the end of Flower Cuddle. Thank God. So now she sends out Flutterheart again, and if I believe I go for the Flamethrower here. Yeah, I do. Genesect wants to put in that work. So he hits it, and it doesn't really do much. I was like, wow, I really thought that would do more. She hits me with the T-Bolt, and I survive at 3 health. But that 3 health gets depleted by that Leech Seed. I was like, damn, there goes Genesect. So I'm like, alright, well, one of my threats is gone, and one of her walls is gone. So alright, no big deal. So now I send in my Terrakion, and you all know Terrakion's a straight up threat. So now she goes for the Volt Switch on me, and the Volt Switch does like a clean 30%, I'm gonna say, and switches out to True. And this thing, I believe, is a Torterra. It is a Torterra, and this thing is actually kind of threatening, but I go ahead and go for the close combat. It does a clean 70%. Sure, my defense is special defense ball, but I'm a Terrakion. I'm not here for defense. I'm here to crush some souls. So now I go ahead and go for another close combat and take this Torterra out. This thing isn't doing anything. Poor True is not coming through. So True is done. And now, at this point, I've lost my Genesect. She's been down too. Now she sends in Flutterheart once again, and she goes for the Thunderbolt. And this does a fair amount of damage. I mean, this completely takes out Terrakion from like, I was only down like 30%, but I suppose thanks to my drops. Now I send in Shaymin. Now Shaymin is completely ridiculous. I never realized it, but this isn't even like Shaymin Sky form, but this thing is still good. The reason this Shaymin's actually here in this form is because I completely forgot that when you put Shaymin in the box, it changes back to normal Shaymin. So I was like, damn! But I'm very glad. You'll see that later. So my Shaymin going for the Air Slash in it. She's an Aegis Slash, so it's obviously not going to do anything to it. I go ahead and set up my Leech Seed real quick though. That's always beneficial. So I do that, and she sets up a Swords Dance. And I don't like me Aegis Slashes at all. Like, I love using them. Don't get me wrong. Aegis Slash is a busted ass Pokemon, but Aegis Slash is just too good. It crushes souls. So anyway, I'm sapping some of that health from the Leech Seed. And now, if I'm right here, I believe I switch out. So Shaymin comes back, and I switch in Goodra. What's even Goodra though? So I send out Goodra, looking shiny and all awesome. I believe this is the Shadow Sneak here. Oh yeah, this is the Iron Head set. So she hits me with the Iron Head, and it completely crushes Goodra. I'm like, damn! So as you can see, just a goddamn threat. Takes out my Goodra, no problem. So that's the end of Goodra. Really didn't put in that much work, but it's alright. It's a Goodra. It usually does. I can't hold it against you. So I actually sent in Lucario now, and my reason behind this was I was like, if she goes for a Shadow Sneak, she's not going to kill me, I don't think. Like, I mean, Lucario is pretty frail, but I should be able to survive one. But anyway, she goes for the King Shield, and this completely kind of screws me over because she goes for the King Shield, and I was like, my reason upon bringing in Lucario was to get my Blaze Kick up. So anyway, I do end up getting off the Swords Dance here, and yeah, like I said, I'm running the Blaze Kick set on Lucario, which a lot of people don't see coming, just for Aegis Slash, actually, because it's a thing in the meta. It needs to go down. So I'm like, I'll go ahead and hit him with the Blaze Kick, and this Blaze Kick just devastates it. I was like, damn, awesome. So there goes that Aegis Slash. But now she sends in Mew. Now I go ahead and go for the Blaze Kick, and I hit it, and it does a fair amount of damage to it, but I mean, it's a Mew. Yeah, it's gonna survive. And he hits with the Psychic, and it doesn't do that much. I mean, considering I'm very frail as a Lucario, but it does do a clean 60%, so I can't really say that. But I go for the Blaze Kick, and this takes out Mew, I believe. Yeah. Oh, so there goes that Mew. But now she sends in Flutterheart, and I really don't like this thing. It's putting in too much work. I believe it's probably Spect, but anyway, it hits with the T-Bolt and it kills Lucario. It knocks him out, no problem. And I don't like that. I don't like my stuff going down. So now I bring in Rotom, and I kind of know I'm not going to outspeed, but she goes for the sub, and I was like, damn. So I go for the Hydro Pump, and it's going to get rid of the sub, obviously. But yeah, Juneria is actually a pretty good player. I'm not gonna lie. This game is like, this is a pretty good battle. So she hits me with the Volt Switch now, so I realize she's not actually Spec, but it's just doing a lot of damage. Like, it's ridiculous. And she sends in her Genesect. Now, this is where things start to go a little downhill. She gets that download off, and I'm like, oh shit. I go for the Hydro Pump on this Genesect, and I mean, it does like a clean 40%, but she hits me with that U-turn, and it puts in some work. Like, Rotom's down to 12 health now. It gets in some damage. Genesect is one of my favorite things in the current meta, and not to mention one of my favorite Pokemon at the moment. So, anyways, she sent in Flutterheart, and I go for the Volt Switch, just not realizing, just kind of being dumb. I was like, damn, she may switch out. But anyway, she hits me with the T-Bolt, and Rotom goes down. That was my own misplay there, but no worries. So I send in Shaymin now, and I'm like, alright Shaymin, it's time to crush some souls. And she actually goes to the sub again. And I'm like, okay, I see you. And I go for the Seed Flare, and if I'm right, this takes out the sub, I'm assuming. So yeah, it completely gets rid of the sub, no problem. No problem. I'm a Shaymin. Hello? She just went the Volt Switch out and goes back to the Genesect, and I'm like, shit. At this point, I'm like, I have one Pokemon left. I'm sitting on my Shaymin. But I believe I actually have Shaymin and one more Pokemon. I can't really think of it right now, but this is ridiculous. She has Genesect. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna lose. So I actually go for the Air Slash, and it does a fair amount to Genesect, honestly. Like, that's pretty fair to do to a Genesect. And I actually hit with another Air Slash, and that's the end of Genesect. I'm like, oh my god, Shaymin, you're putting in the work. You're not even in Sky form. This is ridiculous. So now she sends in Flutterhead, and I'm like, this thing guaranteed is gonna outspeed me. And she hits me with the Shadow Ball. And Shaymin eats it up and cleans things up with the Air Slash. So yeah, that's a good game. And Shaymin's coming through. Shaymin is coming through. I won that battle at 9 health. So anyway guys, that's the battle for today. You may be noticing the better quality. That's thanks to my man CJ uploading for me till I get my capture card. But anyway, good game, Juneria. For now, PokeProdz.